and welcome to today's July edition of Ask Us Anything Accounting Edition. If you have any questions, you can type them in the sidebar now, and we have Perry Lafferty here, and she will answer those for you. As a reminder, you can find a copy of this webinar on our website afterwards at abacusnext.com/webinars. Without further ado, I will turn it over to Perry, and she will jump right into answering your questions.
Thank you, and welcome everyone to this Thursday's edition of Free Training Thursday. And yes, today is anything about billing or accounting that you would like to ask. So we do have a question that's already been submitted, so I'm going to go ahead and get started with that. But please feel free to type in your questions. Otherwise, I'm just going to talk about different things that I think you might want to know. But really, this is to ask what you would like to know. So our first question is, how do I separate the cost from the fees in a flat fee that includes the cost? I enter the fees and costs separately when entering the payment, but the bill always shows the cost as an additional amount due. Okay, well, Amy, if I understand what you're saying here, I'm hearing that when you charge out to your clients, you charge one flat fee. On that flat fee, or in that flat fee, it is both for the fee work and the cost, and you would like the client to see what costs are included in there. So now what I'm going to do is show you a couple different things that I'm thinking about. So the first one is on the Matter screen. So we'll open up Matters, go to the first option of Matters, which I really call Matter Maintenance, and double click on whoever it is. So I'm just going to take the first guy. He's always my guinea pig, and open this one up. Now, on the Billing tab, okay, we're going to move over to the Billing tab. There's a box called Billing Remarks. Okay, it's about right here in the middle of the screen, if you will. It's bigger than it used to be. Okay, it used to be just like maybe 2 lines long. I think they're now added in, so it's 7 or 8 lines long. You could type in here information about that flat fee. So you could put your flat fee is such and such a dollars. This includes costs. This actually appears directly under the matter description of the case up in the left-hand corner near their name and address. So it's not really part of the bill itself. It's more just informational here. So, you don't want to get too far into details here, but you could say that this flat fee includes costs. Now, besides making that there, you could always enter a time ticket where, if you're doing a flat fee case, of course, you've got over here what it is as far as the billing mode and the dollar amount. But when you can still enter time to show on your flat fee cases, okay, that's all within your billing format. But when you enter a time ticket in the description, you could put in there exactly what costs that are covered. And yes, it will appear up at the top part of the bill. It won't have its individual cost section, but it will be part of the face of the bill, not so much just informational. Okay, now you won't have any dollars assigned to those costs. You'll just type in what it is. If you want to include dollars in the text, you can certainly do that. But, it's not going to be a time ticket with a dollar amount next to it because it's a flat fee case. Now, let me get this thing out of the way. It always pops up on my screen. The last thing I thought about was you can enter costs as a $0. Okay, so let's say we've done this, and forgive me up here because I'll obviously show this as a task-based billing for somebody, but we'll just use this as flat fee. There's the flat fee. Anything you want to type in here, you can. When you are, if you do want to enter costs themselves, okay, but it is a flat fee case, so you can't have individual dollar amounts on the cost because Abacus will add those in to the total amount due. But you could enter the costs themselves and enter them with a $0 amount. So there's not really a way to enter a cost and say, don't charge for this on the bill. You'd have to make it a $0 amount. So if I wanted to come in here and pick my guy and say it's a filing fee, okay, it was $100, See, I just did that. You can't put in the dollar amount there. You would have to put filing fee, and then maybe at the end of that, I could say included in your flat fee. And I could say here that it was $100. Okay. Now this is going to, you post it, it's going to go through to the bill, but it's not going to show any dollars beyond the $5,000. That is their flat fee. So set up the billing remarks if you'd like, enter it into text on a time ticket if you would like, or you could enter it here as a cost with a $0 amount, and it will not add to the $5,000 flat fee. That will just be the total amount of the bill. Okay, so hopefully you want to try a couple of those and let me know how it works. Before we get too far into this, let me give out my email address so that you can get back to me if what I'm suggesting isn't exactly what you need. My email address is plafferty, LAFFERTY, @abacusnext.com. Okay, next question. On opening time tickets, why did it stop letting you enter a matter number before it just filled in everything? Okay, Margaret. Well, it could be a different version. You know, they're always moving along with their versions. If we have taken something away that Abacus used to let you do, we want to definitely, I need to go and ask development, you know, if that was the case, why did they do it, so we can get a straight answer. If you, I'm thinking that maybe, you know, up here with your speed bar, if you have a matter number set up, that, let's see if this works. Let's just try it out and see. So I'm putting in this guy because I'm going to work on him now for a while. So when I go to time tickets and enter a time ticket, when I click on add, okay, that way we'll fill it in. Now, obviously, I'm entering time here on the billing side, and it did take my matter number and put it in place because I put it up here at my speed bar. Now, this is great if you're constantly going to be working on Mr. 123 Cedar Lake today. But obviously, this is going to fill in to every time ticket or every matter billing or every trust deposit because it's thinking that this is the matter you want to address all day. So that, if you haven't used that, you might be able to, if that will help with what you're doing. This is a rather new version, I'm supposed to call them. I am on 23.25.18a. Way down in the corner here is your edition, your version. Amanda's got me saying edition. Your version, and you always want to make sure you're on the most recent version. Okay, so if somebody's screen looks different than mine, this is why. We're actually up to version 23.25.19, so I'm one behind. Okay, but yeah, this time ticket screen is different. That's why I wanted to point that out. Okay, let's see if we've got another one here. We are a workers' comp law firm and do not bill necessarily to a client. We are paid a flat percentage fee at the end of the claim. We need to start tracking our time, but not bill our time. How can I track our time? Okay. All right, Diego. Well, obviously, you can enter time in AbacusLaw. That's where most firms would start out. They'd enter their time there. So I'm going to open up my AbacusLaw. Okay. And now, obviously, I'm in law, not in billing. But in law, you want to open up your matter. Okay. Let's see if I can find who I'm looking for here. There he is. Okay. So you open up your matter, you go to the Notes tab. This is where people generally start with their time. Then they bill it over into the billing program. If you just want to track your time here, you could do so. You click on Add, and you enter your time. Okay. So I'll use my little F5 code there. Pull this up. What am I doing? Just click once, and done. Pops it into place, put in my number of hours, and there we go. So this will be in AbacusLaw, but I'm not going to hit the bill button. I'm just going to hit the save button. That saves it in law, but does not move it over into the billing program. Now, if you actually want it to go into billing, but you don't want to bill it to the client so that you can utilize productivity reports. In other words, let's get it into billing so it shows up on productivity for myself and my coworkers, but I'm never going to bill this to the client. You would actually enter it here. So let's do another one. Okay, let's put 2 hours on this one so I know what I'm doing. Okay, and let's see if I can use my other big phrase here. I keep double clicking on it. I just need to click once and done. And now if I hit bill, it will push it over into the billing program. But the way to make it so that it does not appear on a client's bill is to make it a non-billable ticket. So down here in your time ticket type, we have choices. Okay, billable is the default, and I really can't change that. So it's going to default to billable. So we have to remember to make it non-billable. This way, whoever did the work gets credit for the work on the reports, on our hourly reports, our weekly time ticket report, whatever ones you're using. It will give them credit, but this will not go on to a client's bill. You can actually track it by matter, but it will not go on to the bill because it's a non-billable ticket. So that's the trick there, is to make sure you mark it non-billable. Any of these others will put it on the ticket if you tell the billing format to show tickets. So that's the key right there. Okay, let's see. Hopefully that answered your question. If not, I apologize. Let's see. Okay. Okay, as a follow-up, how do I generate the report for time tickets? All right, well, I'm going to jump over to the billing side because, today's billing and accounting, and that's my specialty. I'm not the bestest, smartest, greatest law person, but we have those. You probably know Scott or Ben Fu, and they're really good for any questions about law. But over on the billing side, let's jump back in there. There are a couple, the report I like the best, let's start there, is under billing. So you have billed the ticket from law. It is now in the billing program. You can run this time ticket diary report under the billing drop-down menu, and you can do this several different ways. So obviously, you've got lots of filters here. You pick the date frame that you want to use. Okay, this one actually came from up here because remember my speed bar, it's in control. So you can pull your date range. You can say which timekeeper you want to see. It's either all or one. We really can't say show timekeeper A, timekeeper B, and timekeeper C, but not D, E, and F. So you only have two choices here. Do you want to do it for all clients? It's thinking I didn't because I have him up here. So I have to fix this if I want to see all clients in all matters. And then this is going to show, and I'm going to shorten it up a little bit. I don't know how much data I have in here, and you guys aren't here to sit and watch my system calculate. So let's go back and see if I can just limit this a little bit. Okay, so this is going to pull up all time tickets in my system that have not yet been billed. Now, not non-billable versus billable. I'm saying they have not yet been billed or processed through the system. Okay, I should mention that one of those filters is type of time ticket, I believe. So you could say, just show me my non-billable time versus my billable time. I've included all here. Okay, so you can narrow this report down as well. I don't know on the last page. Okay, it gives you some totals. It totals out for the firm and for the timekeepers at the bottom of the report. But that is a good report to run, because you can get unbilled time, billed time, which is really what have you put on the bills, okay, or both. So you can utilize this for many different ways. And there are other reports in here, but, they get a little more in depth as far as what's going on. We have hour reports, detail and summary, billed and unbilled hours versus billed or just unbilled down here in alphabetical order. So I always say you do the work all month long. The fun part should be, like, our reward should be that you can get in here and look at reports to see all the stuff you've done. The time ticket is the most detailed in that it shows the text and the matter. Some of these summary reports don't go into that detail, so you got to know what you're looking for here. But please try productivity reports. Hour reports really work from the time tickets. The fee reports work from client payments. Okay, so we got fee reports and hour reports. Okay, let's see. All right, looks like I have another question here. The attorney owner of the firm wants each user to manage and correct their notes, and I manage the billing process after the notes are converted to time tickets, and I can review the tickets for bill processing. Okay, let's see what we're saying here. The attorney, who's the owner of the firm, wants each user to manage and correct their notes, and Maria is going to manage the billing process after the notes are converted to time tickets. Okay, let's jump back into law real quick because this is a very important point that you're bringing up here. Let me just go ahead and finish this. I got a little quick-handed there and didn't click my done button to get it over there. Okay. Oh, yeah, just close it, please. Thank you. Bye. Oh, come on. You sure you want to do that? No, let's put in an hour. Make him happy. Okay, now we're done. Thank you. All right, close up. Close up. Why is it not closing up? There we go. Well, it's behind it. This is good. Anyway, if everyone's responsible for entering their own time, which is a beautiful world, right? Everybody's got to put in what they do every day. They will come to their matter, each matter that needs time recorded, open it up, and enter notes. Now, once they hit that bill button, that note goes over into Abacus billing, okay? The ones with the dollar signs here mean they are in billing. When you hit that bill button, it's like we just created two separate transactions. The note that stays in law and the time ticket that goes over to billing. So we want to, we don't want to bill it over until it's correct so that the same information goes to both places. But after they have billed it over and now it's sitting in billing, if changes are to be made, we have to make them in billing so that it fixes what's in billing. So the correct information goes to the client. So if it has a dollar sign next to the note, that means it's already in billing. And if you want to make changes here, you certainly can by clicking Edit and making changes here, okay? But this is not going to go over and change what's in law. Once it's been shipped over, it's like two different beings, two different transactions. And if I change this here, it's not going to change it in AbacusLaw. In Abacus billing. I have to go into billing and make that change. Okay, so Maria, you want to make sure with your coworkers that when they're entering their time, is it all corrected before it gets billed over? If not, are we going to allow them to come into billing and make changes on the time tickets there? So let's say I did this and I save it. Okay, this note was already billed. Certain changes cannot be made. It will not automatically go over. So you must open it in accounting or billing, if we want to call it that. So what do? We click OK, and we go into billing. Then how do we find it in here? Well, under billing, we can go to time tickets. And we look in here to find that particular time ticket and open it up. Okay, so now we find it here. Ticket numbers are a good thing. We go into Edit, and we make whatever changes we have to make. Now, this only changes billing. This does not go back into law. All right, that's the big deal I want to make. The point of is once it gets shipped over, it's its own little time ticket. Changes are made here. These changes are permanent in the billing program. When you process a bill, these changes will be on that bill, but it does not go back into the law side. Whew. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. Okay. Okay, the bill button is ghosted for all other users. Well, then you're the only one that will be able to bill from law. So that could be a good thing because you can change it there or make sure that they know their changes have to be made, and then everything that comes over will not need editing. So that could be a good thing. Okay, let's see. Okay, previous part to the question. Okay, I think I got it. That the bill button is ghosted. So if they cannot bill, then you're going to have to do that billing. You're going to have to click on it and hit bill to make it move over. But that way you kind of are in control. So that might be a good thing. Okay, let's see if I've gotten to the questions here. All right, let's see. Here's another one. How can I create a billing format that shows time tickets but does not list the hours? I'm trying to create bills where I'm showing tickets that are all flat charges and don't want the hours to appear, but the case isn't a flat fee case. Okay, Haley, that's a very good point. We have two different things. One's called a flat fee. That's the total amount for the legal work, and the other is called a flat charge, which is on a time ticket. So I have my time ticket screen open, so let's touch on flat charge. One of our time ticket types is a flat charge. That means I'm overriding my hourly amount. Okay, this is in the edit mode, so let me get out of this. Okay, so when I'm in here and I'm adding a new time ticket, if I come in and put in my hours, you can see my rate on here is $2.50 an hour. So I put in 2 hours, that's $500. Well, if I don't want to charge $500, I want to charge $300. I can hit flat charge and put in $300, or yep, $300. There we go. And that will then overwrite the $500, and the ticket will bill out at a value of $300. So that's flat charge. And yes, you can do that. Now, as far as what shows up on the bill, let's go look at our time ticket. See, this is a it's a flat fee case, so it's not going to let me charge flat charge time tickets because flat fee is all the fees are for $1 amount, the flat fee. All right. Over here under our billing format, okay, let's go in. Let's pretend that we're using Jen for flat fee case. Edit this. Okay, on the reporting options, these are our columns on our time tickets. So we can say, yes, we want tickets on the bill. That's our first question. Then what do we want to go with that? Because the tickets are now going to show. Do we want the initials on next to each ticket, who did the work, whose initials were on the, do we want the hours per ticket? So there you go, you can do that. Fees per ticket, okay? Obviously, on a flat fee case, you're not going to want fees per ticket because that would make the client crazy trying to figure out why does this say $50 and this one say $200 and the whole bill is supposed to be $450. So these two are going to be your workaround for what you want to show. The date per ticket I like, the text on the ticket probably so they can see what you did. And then over here, you want to total up whatever you chose. So if you're not choosing hours, don't total the hours. If you're not doing fees, you want to total fees. The flat fee will show, okay? The total amount will show. And in the recap of the bill, it will be right there, current fees, that dollar amount. But your billing format code should allow you to decide what columns will appear on the bill. Okay. Hopefully that answered your question. Lots of good questions today. All right, let's see what we got this one. See if I can do this one. Okay. Okay. All right. This one's getting into security. All right. How do I give access to others in the office to the accounting program? 5 people enter time working on client cases, billing to clients, coming, okay. Access to the accounting program from AbacusLaw. Okay, let's see if I can show you this. You may want to actually talk to support about this to be sure they've covered all of your questions here. But in here, over under file, and this one's just being a booger. There we go. Okay, maybe not. It just is not, I don't know what I did to make it mad, but it's not letting me take it off the screen. Under File, under Setup, okay, your administrator has these rights. And it should be the administrator only that has these rights, okay, into your user manager. All right. The actual red icon or orange icon is AbacusLaw. The green icon is Abacus Accounting and Billing. Okay. And then for each user, and mine's, 2 licenses on my system, so you're not going to see a lot of names here, but it will say the user and then whether they're in the program, and if they are, what programs are they in. Okay, so this is how you know whether they can get in there and whether they're in there. Then, of course, from here, you can, under the user manager, you can actually, in their security profile, you can say what they can do. Okay, about what profile they have, and then what actual allowances they have to get into what parts of the program, and when they're in those parts of the program, what they can actually do. Okay, administrator, you've got to have at least one administrator in their firm because they're the only ones that can get into the user manager. So that's important. Different profiles allow you, Abacus to set up what they think you should be able to get into. I like setting up my own person and saying what I can get into. Okay, so here, can I get into accounting? Can I look at my accounting reports? Can I get into case management? And of course, when you go into each of these, there's a lot of different options as to what you can and cannot do. And this is just general settings. You have all of this. Then you go through all of these and say what it is they can and cannot do. So people do like to use profiles. I just take a profile and clone it to a person. So it's the user manager and then the security profile from the user manager. Okay. All right. Let's get back over here. And we're getting close here with time. So let me see if I can pull out any other questions that I can read here. Good questions today. And also, if you think of questions when we're done today, you can always submit them to webinars at abacusnext.com, and they will come to me so that I can answer them. The fact that, you wake up in the middle of the night, you're thinking, oh, why didn't I ask that? Just zip it out to an email to webinars at abacusnext.com, and I should be able to answer it for you. Okay, let's see. I think we got that one taken care of. All right. Okay, let's see. Here's another one maybe. Okay, there we go. I'm a slow reader here because this is very tiny print, but let's see. I think I covered that one. All right, I think I got the majority of your questions today. So I do appreciate your time and your attendance. I know you're in the middle of your day. This is probably not your, why am I doing this? But we love to have you guys and suggestions from you guys. Ask us anything came from you all. Let's just have a session where it's not on a particular topic, or we can ask whatever we want. You also can submit your questions before the webinar to that same email address, webinars at abacusnext.com. And that way, whoever's presenting your webinar has a chance to look at them and hopefully come up with questions so that you're not stuttering about a little bit like I was today in getting them read. So please continue to let us know what you think, your questions, and come back next week. You never know what else we got. Okay? I think that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and sign up for Amanda. And thank you all, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Perry. And thank you to everybody for attending today. You can find this on our website tomorrow at www.abacusnext.com/webinars. And we'll also be sending a copy to all attendees. As a reminder, if you have any questions, you can always email us at webinars@abacusnext.com. Thanks everybody for attending, and have a great day.
Bye-bye.